We should be good there. Let's try that. I think that might be some of the stuff's been reset. So, it takes a minute to get everything back up. So hopefully, let's see what kind of delay we've got here. Hopefully we should be good, but I think we're back in action. Yep, there we go. So again, welcome. We'll try phase 2. Looks like we're getting audio now on Facebook and everything else, so we should be set. Just again, yeah, Scott, appreciate it. Thanks for the heads up. One of those things is, again, during the shuffle and hustle and bustle and trying to get things on and setting up a new work area, even for myself, it's been a lot of resetting, a lot of wires, a lot of new wires. Yeah, so
everything's in real time.
Yeah, this is fun of doing a live show, but adapt and overcome. So excellent. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate you checking in. But like we were saying, we're back. Very cool to hear what you're getting, the feedback you're getting about the show and everything. So
yeah, it's positive. Everything I hear is always positive. If it's not just the show, it's the little live on Instagram that you do, the Instagram live. Everybody's checking everything that we do. Basically,
it's been a neat transition and to really kind of watch the evolution of it all over the last 12 months even. Right. While we change as an organization for the better and fixing things and changing things and just the perception of it all. I mean, it's got to be great for you, and I mean, it's indicative of just the product and sales too.
Yeah, I think most of our dealers are really on board with what's changing. They're really happy to see the changes. I mean, even if people have suggestions, they tell us, hey, either this product or this standard operating procedure that we're normally do. They tell me some things. I run it up to the next person, and we try and address those things just as quickly as we can. It's pretty good. It's really nice. There's a real open communication here that you don't have to be afraid to say anything if anyone's got any feedback. And I get that feedback every day from my dealers. I mean, I personally have about 250 clients that I take care of myself
managing.
Yeah, and we have like five sales reps here, and everybody has about that same amount. Some have more, some have less. But, it's constant feedback that we get every day. I mean, probably answer the phone 100 times a day, take 50 emails a day, DMs. I actually, even on Facebook, someone's email goes down. They'll DM me their order because they're like, I got no choice. I got to send the order. Here, take it. I'm sending it on Facebook. And, you get it. You just got to be able to take it any week. I have so many people that I gave my cell phone to. Probably shouldn't have done that because I get somebody sending me a picture. Hey man, what can I do about this? I'm like, nothing. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock on the West Coast and you're on the East Coast. What are you doing awake?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but we're here for our clients, try and do as much as we can, and a lot of guys have my own cell phone number. I'm not giving it out here, but yeah, you can get a hold of us anytime, really.
Yeah. Well, we really wanted to strive for, increasing our service, adapting to new styles and kind of changing with the times and getting up to speed just to raise that bar, yeah, right? And to better serve everybody, as a whole. I mean, that means that if the dealers get their parts quicker and get service better, then the end user then can receive their product faster and so forth. So
yeah, it's been really good. I mean, and I think everybody's been pretty happy with all the changes and everything. I mean, this podcast isn't the only thing in this company that's changed.
Oh, no.
Everything from basically everything we do and the way we do it, we've just been improving it. And it's getting pretty good. I mean, when I started here, the catalog was probably that thick. It was maybe 100 pages. Now we're you're working on the new catalog.
Yeah, new catalog estimated pages will probably be somewhere around 750 pages.
750 pages. And how many products, roughly?
15,000.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it right now. It gives me just a little bit of heartburn because it's a big undertaking, and to take the feedback that we get from the dealers and this is this measurement, this tie rod is this length, and please, so we get that feedback and we love to put it in the catalog and just continue to add to that for the future. So, I mean, there's just a laundry list of things we wanted to talk about today, guys, and just kind of free foam, kind of settling back into the groove of this. I mean, we kind of missed it. I mean, Eddie's been kind of lonely on Tuesdays now and taking extra walks and just having some fun. I mean, it became a part of us. So now with the studio here to be able to talk about stuff and do the full product reviews, and we've got nice lighting and red blue stuff, but they also have the EMPI garage, which you guys have seen us talk about that. You saw kind of our transition to living the hobby. And we want to really stress and talk a little bit about that too, because, we've made the capital expenses, go out and, purchase a vehicle, to be a part of the community. And then now we're going to be building a new car. So you guys are going to stay tuned on that. We're going to release kind of a walk around of the EMPI garage and what we're kind of doing and the plans we're doing with that. On top of it, the project builds that we have slated here, they're going to be starting just in the next couple of weeks, really, just to start getting things going, winding into it, on top of the racing, on top of the new products, on top of the new JC stuff. There's just so much stuff really kind of moving all at the same time, and it's pretty crazy.
It would make your head spin if you could see all the moving parts here. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to think how much stuff comes out of this building, and then people are amazed at how big this building is. If you've ever been here, if you came to our open house, you would see. I mean, I gave some tours at that open house, and people were flabbergasted at how big this place is. I mean, you think, Volkswagen parts, right? How many parts? How big can that place be? This is a goddamn monster.
It is probably that shock and awe factor.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and it's not just about what we're doing, even just the overall flow and work environment and stuff here, the rearrangement of aisles and rows and work areas. What used to be the kitting area is changing, and the racking's coming down and movement over there. So couple of shout outs while we're going through this stuff. Alex checking in from Mexico City. Good to see you. Scott, we're sitting with Adrian Sanchez, who's been with EMPI now combined close to 15 years, I think, somewhere in that neck of the woods.
15, 16, 17, somewhere in there.
And
you start to forget.
Jeff's already chiming in. You building a new 11 car. Yes, I am building a brand new badass 11 car with the help of Sletton Motorsports. So it's gonna be pretty awesome. Moose checking in. Thank you, Darren. What's up? It's cool to see everybody kind of chiming in now. Alicia Pluma, I think it is. So we love Adrian.
That's my sister.
All right, we're gonna talk offline now about this guy. I always said Scott Jen Carnelli says you're an awesome salesman and killer 11. Well, that's kind of why we bring him in. It's like, so a lot of guys, and again, please keep the questions coming. I love seeing this stuff. I'll get to the DMs that's kind of going off on Instagram right now. I can see quite a few backlog, but we'll get to it. But I mean, Adrian and I have traveled the country, hitting a lot of the shows. I mean, we spent a lot of windshield time together and a lot of airline miles.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this year with everything going on, we really didn't get a chance to see or do or visit with hardly anybody. We went to one show this year, right? Yeah. One show in March.
Right before everything kind of happened.
Yeah, and then that's it, man. We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't seen anybody. It's been a rough year as far as just getting out and seeing everybody.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Hopefully, we've got a few things in the fire, right?
Yeah, so a lot of things going on. Barring the global climate, if you will, and hoping things will go well. It looks like we're going to try to make the trek to Fast Times at Farmington. Yep. You and I attended that show last year, and for all intents and purposes, it looks like it's going to be a pretty big show. I think everybody's a little restless, man. A little cabin fever. Wouldn't you say it? I mean, it's one of those things. We all love this stuff. We all love it in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's drag racing, off-road racing, restoration, cowlick, whatever it is. But they need an outlet, right? They need to get out and with it, was it just a small glimmer that they had, or what we were able to go to was the Fast Four Cartel in Oregon.
Yeah,
and that was just a good glimpse of that's really not geographically desirable for anybody in Southern California. It's about a 15-hour drive, but there was still a lot of Southern California people made the trek.
You can tell, and you can just by talking to everybody's really itching to go somewhere, show off cars. I mean, here locally, there's been a lot of like cruise a cruise day. Like every Sunday, every Wednesday, there's, different car clubs that are doing cruises just so that they can get together and drive their cars and, have some of that camaraderie back. But I mean, and that's happening almost every week. You see some little event, they're all small, obviously, probably 20, 30, 50 max of something like that. But people really, they're doing their best to keep up the community. So, I mean, it's great. And then hopefully we can get some shows going back, so.
Well, we're hoping. I mean, I know we've got a couple things in the works, and I see Alex chiming in. So Alex has got a really big show coming up in December and in Mexico City. And that's a multi-day event, and hopefully everything will go well. And Adrian and myself will be attending that show, and it's
can't wait. Mexico City, here we come. I haven't been to Mexico City since, I don't know. I think I have a picture of me being there once when I was like 3 or 4.
Really?
Yeah, I think my dad took us to go see his father. And it's the last time I've been in Mexico City. Been to Mexico plenty of times, but Mexico City, nah, man. And I'm really looking forward.
Yeah, the show that Alex seems to put on and be a part of it just sounds phenomenal. Indoor show, you're talking a couple of 100 cars easily, and it's kind of like that lifestyle event down there, which is really what I think is appealing. We know we've had Air Mighty's been there, Javi W's has been there, and I think it's kind of our turn to go down there and pay a visit to all of our dealers south of the border and everything else that's kind of going on down there. So
I can't wait, man. We've always talked, and we have one of our sales rep, Leonard, who handles most of our Mexico accounts, and we've always talked about trying to go to these shows, and we never have. And then now we finally got that opportunity, and it looks like it's finally going to happen. We're actually going to go to a real VW car show in Mexico, which is
exciting.
It's just very exciting.
A lot of stuff going on. Yeah. I love seeing the questions keep coming through, guys, man. It's pretty awesome to see. Yes, Darren, class 11 at King of the Hammers. That's going to be a first. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've spoken with Dave Cole already and kind of getting some of the details worked out. It's still going to be a work in progress, but we're going to get there. So it should be really cool. Man, I can't wait to get down there to check stuff out. Just the style, the lifestyle, the different vibe, the different types of builds. We see so many late model cars too being done.
And it's funny too, because I know it's, the Super Beetle is kind of not popular here, but dang, they make some really nice Super Beetles out there. I mean, it's that Euro style with the 20-inch, I'm not even sure what wheels they are. It's like, it's definitely not a Volkswagen wheel.
You see a lot of the Porsche like cup style wheels and different things.
They look really, really nice, and they're really into it. I mean, I know on my EMPI Facebook page, I'm almost full up with 5,000 friends, and I'd say a good third of that is from Mexico. And I mean, Mexico, Brazil, dude, those guys are popping off with Volkswagens.
Yeah, I'm sure many of you guys have seen it too when we've gone live here. Just everybody checking in from around the globe, and we get a ton of Mexico and Brazil people just checking in. So Mark, thanks for checking in, man. Glad you're an EMPI distributor as well. Scott says had to deal with him and Jesse while on vacation a few times. Also John Talon, good dude. Adrian's first. What are you paying these guys, Dre? I mean, it seems I'm like reading off over here.
Sent messages out.
I'm gonna check the emails and see if
checks in the mail.
Yeah. We'll see. You get extra 3% off on this product today for the good comments, but
no charge for shipping.
Yeah,
just kidding.
Yeah, there's going to be some great racing too coming up. If everything goes well, I see Clint Cox chimed in. They're trying to do a VW race like the one that I pitched here. Sheesh, a year ago almost at Extreme Motorsports Park in Texas.
Oh, wow.
So it looks like
he's we had talked about.
Yeah, we talked about that here, and I was going to put together like an East-West shootout. So, and then the world decided to fall. The wheels fell off. But it's one of the things that Clint Cox and his group are trying to put together some drag racing there in Texas, and looks like they're trying to rattle a few cages to get some people out. So stay tuned for more comments on that, and when the show is officially kind of announced, it looks like, and really starting to push the dates, and as it gets closer, we'll start we'll start pushing it for you too, Clint. And we want to help. So if you guys, those that are checking in, those that are kind of watching on stuff, if you guys have a show, event, a cruise night, send me a quick DM, at the EMPI Insider. We'll make sure if you got a flyer, we'll do our best to kind of run through that. We want to continue that trend of just, bringing the community together and really kind of helping everybody out. And then we really want to get back to the dealer spotlight series, and we have some common plans for that as well. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I got a lot of people that'll tag me on their upcoming show, and then I try and share it on my page. We can just all cross promote everything. So yeah, send it over. Just let's the more shares, the better, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's what this all about, is to help one another. So don't forget about the Australia guys. Yep. So this guy Moose checking in, Moose 427, an Aussie. I don't remember if he's on the eastern side, or I think you said he was on the eastern side, but yeah, I mean, this is just indicative of right now watching live on Facebook, around the globe. So it's pretty cool to see really where we're trending and where we're going. And that's funny, on-air sign getting put up. Everybody, the cool part about this, and I think some of the stuff that I find most, fun, and really kind of what we're doing, is the vibe that it's changing, right?
Oh,
the culture's changing here as an organization. It's not about the paycheck. It's not about just kind of showing up, dude. It's like on a Sunday, I'm like, man, I got a lot of stuff I want to do there, and I want to add this, I want to add that, I want to do this, and it's like we're starting to feel that paradigm shift, if you will, to it's infectious. At least I hope to be infectious on my group, but I want it to be around the organization.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely is. I mean, for the first time ever, we have laptops that we're actually able to take with us and move from your desk. Before, you're kind of just, everything was in-house, completely in-house. If you're not there, nothing's happening.
Right.
Now I have access to our mainframe, my emails, my laptop. I work from home some days. I can keep contact with everybody all the time, basically. And then, with the popularity of our Facebooks and our Instagrams, like I said, we have access to everybody 24/7, basically.
Yep.
It's different. It's completely different than it used to be.
Just the overall, and the growth to it all too, from just when I started here, Instagram was X number, and now we're at we're closing in on 25,000 there. It's pretty cool. And then so we but again, none of this can be possible without all you guys chiming in, wasting a little bit of the work day. I'm sure some of you guys at 3 o'clock, but I thank you. It helps me keep my job. But it's that's what it's about. It's like right now we want to rattle some of the stuff off. So Clint Cox's show, it looks like it's reserved for October 10th, Extreme Motorsports Park in Texas. Love it. Dig it. Gonna make sure we add on with it and such. Lucas is chiming in November 13th and 14th, Parker, Dubs by the Dam. Hopefully that'll kind of work out. Mark Bumgart's 26th in Oklahoma. It's an Old Vogue show, September 26th in OKC. I would like to go to that show, man. I really, really would.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Just what he described. I think the ambiance of just the whole vibe from the pictures he showed me from the previous one. I mean, we want to support it, man. So
yeah, that's great. I'm really happy to hear that there's stuff really starting to pop off and that it's not canceled, as of yet. But
yeah, we've lost pretty much everything out here for the remainder of the year as far as show goes. I mean, Bug-In done, Drag Day done, so it's like, damn, we're venturing out. We want to support, and we're going to continue to do that for you guys. So,
well, that's great. I'm glad. I'm really glad. I was really starting to worry, and then especially because, unfortunately, this for a long time was an older guy's hobby, or what would you call it? Not hobby, or a hobby.
Yeah, definitely a hobby.
Yeah.
And I always start to worry. I'm like, man, the younger generation isn't getting into this too much. And especially if we cut out shows, then who's going to, how's a younger generation gonna get involved into this if they don't have access to it? You know what I mean? So
I guess that's kind of like my personal mission that I've tried to share with you guys and kind of convey that out here is like, I want to keep refilling that pond, right? Of enthusiasm. And, and we talked about using guys like Henry and, having Henry that's just always wants to talk about his car.
Right.
You know, now he works here. He wants to talk about everybody's car, and just we want that infectiousness, and that just goes back to what we talked about before about just the culture changing and the vibe changing of all of it.
And then I think with adding people like Shreddy, you know, younger guy, he's got a big following.
Yeah.
You know, getting him involved in our EMPI, you know, in our EMPI world, you know, it helps, man. He's out there all the time.
He's on his way to Oklahoma right now for UTV stuff, but you see that EMPI logo rolling on down the freeway and that 42-foot trailer of his, and he's approachable. He's great with kids. He's done a lot of stuff. So and it just brings it to a great point. And you know, it talks about our partners, right? And we do want to just give a big shout out and a big thank you to a few guys who've really helped us along the way. First and foremost, we want to step out and say a very special thank you to Boxo. Boxo stepped up big time. They helped us at SEMA last year. There's some deep rooted VW heritage there along with that group, but Boxo for them coming up, they've done and outfitted our entire EMPI garage, toolboxes, dyno room, toolbox and tools, carburetor toolbox and tools. So a big shout out to Boxo. Thank you so much for really stepping in to that. We also want to thank JMR for bringing us some new fabrication equipment. We got a beautiful new full hydraulic tube bender, fab table, and a notcher, all thanks to JMR and Jim and those guys and the family son. Why it's a great family business manufactured right here in Paso Robles. So very cool to see. There's just so many new moving pieces, right? We've got the expansion of the products too. Since we have so many different things going on in the off-road, we've really expanded the off-road catalog. So, you know, keep an eye out. We've got Buggy Whip coming in. We've got Pro Eagle jacks coming out. That's another one. Thanks for Pro Eagle for providing us some floor jacks for the shop.
Willwood, that whole Willwood.
Well, I was going to get to the Willwood, man. I mean, the Willwood thing's been huge. It's been really great for Adrian's commission checks.
On my end, that Willwood was like ridiculous. I mean, we sold out of that first batch that we got in a week, I think, right?
Yep.
I mean, everybody was loving those things. I mean, we couldn't keep them in stock. We've got a good amount of inventory now, and people are now just waiting for hopefully some different colors in the soon to be future, right?
What's that again?
Colors.
Yes, black and red are already in process and will be coming out. So you guys that were asking about it, we heard you. That's a great. Thanks for bringing that up, Ray, because that's a great example of we heard you. You asked, we heard you, we listened, and we put it together. So now you're going to have the nice gray cast, gray, machine look, and then you're going to have the black, nice gloss black and a gloss red.
I've got a list of people to call as soon as those reds hit. They've already, as soon as that red comes, give me a call. All right, let me put you on my list. I'll give you a call as soon as they're here.
Yep.
I need 4 sets right away. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So but that just shows another step of us listening to what people are asking for. So.
Wilmington Barbershop, 4 sets. 4 sets. I got you.
You're already thinking about the next things. I mean, that's the neat part of just, if you ever get a chance and you do get a chance to tour EMPI and you're able to come upstairs and to be able to see, the desk of Adrian's cave, if you call it sometimes, just the sticky notes and reminder notes. And
yeah, it's crazy. It's like a madman's little cell or something.
So I know it's strong, dude. We want a special thanks to Edgar for helping us out with today's beverages.
Yes.
It's got a little bite.
Hey, you know what? I wanted to do a little something, if you don't mind.
Oh God.
And this isn't planned.
I'm already nervous, dude.
He's got a paper in hand.
I know. I'm like, oh,
and, man. So everybody watches this every week, right?
I hope so.
And Corey comes and he does his thing, but let's get to know Corey.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Corey interviews everybody.
Yeah.
But has anybody ever interviewed Corey?
I don't like where this is going.
I like this.
Did you know about this?
I had no idea, honestly.
You know me. I just spring things up.
Yeah. I like it. Put him on the spot.
And you know what? These are some very generic questions. All right. They're really generic. I'm not going to put you on the spot.
Get him.
Okay. But my first question is, and which is the question that we get all the time, everywhere we travel to. Oh, when I was this, I had this, and blah blah blah. Right. Or
yes, I have eyebrows.
Oh, okay. But
Tom did verify this last weekend.
so one of the questions that I get told all the time is my first VW, right? What was your first VW?
So my first VW I got when I was 14, and it was a 1968 Baja Bug, and did a pan off on it. Believe it or not, it was kind of weird. We went way deeper. My dad, and those who get to meet my dad, he's very detail oriented. And 68 was a swing axle car.
Yeah.
Found a 69 pan, bought it for $100, made it all pretty nice, converted to an IRS, and then built that car in a beautiful aqua teal color that was back in the day. And this was
My first Bug, 1969 Bug, aqua teal.
Yeah.
With matching Riviera aqua teal rims. Disgusting.
Yeah, and the thing
I
is,
couldn't
I was
wait to
trying
make
to
that
save my money. I was trying to do all this stuff, so I had got saved up some money for centerline rear wheels, but I
Yeah.
didn't have the fronts. I still I wish I still had them, because like the Jackman White spokes, like those are legit. Those are following. And I remember going to the Classic, man. The first time I thought I was just like the coolest shit ever, and that's what I loved about it. So they're like staring at me. So hi, CFO, staring at us. Appreciate it. Thank you. This is right. All thanks to you.
Wow. Okay. So a Baja.
But yeah, my Baja
Remember
was the
Baja.
first one, man. It was just a street by a Baja. It was nothing crazy, just a nice, cool driver that I proceeded to fall asleep behind the wheel and crash and about kill myself.
Oh.
Horrible accident on the 57 freeway, man. And yeah,
And okay, so I had
Good question.
I had a question, and so my first question was going to be, what was your fondest memory with a VW? But what was your worst memory with a VW? Is probably that crash.
yeah.
Right?
The worst grim is with the crash. I mean, we took a bad crash.
Yeah,
I mean, it was brutal.
everybody has.
I got to get blinds for the new office,
this is
man.
great. No, this is
terrible.
awesome.
That's pretty good. You got like a crowd.
Yeah.
peeking through the
Yeah,
window.
It's pretty cool when the CFO, the head of engineering, the head of sales is peering in a 3-foot wide window trying to watch what's going on in here.
Yeah.
Thank God for locks on the doors.
They
That's
all
all I'm
want to be
saying.
in here. Everyone's jealous.
This
They're
is
like,
the cool
how
spot.
did
This is
Adrian
the
get
cool
in there
spot.
for the second time?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so worst memory is probably that crash,
Yeah.
right? What's the one car that you regret selling or not buying?
It's really tough, man. To be honest, like, so growing up when I got that car, but
Yeah.
growing up my whole life, my grandfather had a 1963 VW Bug convertible
Okay.
in the garage that was painted and never finished, sitting on original MP5 spokes, and it was like a butternut yellow color, gorgeous car, but never finished. Ran and drive, everything worked.
Yeah.
But the interior was gone. It was all stripped and ready to go. My infinite young wisdom should have taken that car when it was offered to me, but I didn't at the time. I thought my life was going in a different path, but that's the car that got away from the family that to this day I wish I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
The car was bought and sold in Whittier, and a gentleman bought that car and he painted it beautiful black. I mean, beautiful black paint job. He repainted it, and I never saw the car since. So that's the one that kind of got away from not just me, but I think the family heritage of it was, dude. I mean, growing up since I was a little tiny kid, it was in the garage forever. And then I had to make room when I got my car because both cars were in the garage when we were building it. And that one. And I honestly, man, I miss my white race car. I had a 65 turbo nitrous car that I really wish I still had sometimes.
What about the car that you should have bought that you didn't? And we've all had.
Yeah,
that.
man. There's
Doesn't that just burn you?
There's
You
a
think about
couple.
that now, and you're like,
if I would have known then how fun buses are, I probably would have another one. But
yeah, no specific one though that you.
it's
remember
tough,
the
man,
deal?
because there's so many. There's a couple of deals that just never really panned out.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of cars that I really like, and there's still cars out there that to this day are still cars that I would love to have owned.
Oh yeah.
At the time, when I was really into drag racing a lot, I wanted to buy Dominic Lapino's clown car, the one that was all orange, and I dug that car just the way the fit and finish was, minus the paint job, but the car itself was bitching. So there's a lot of cool cars like that, but there's just,
and everybody knows this pain. If you're into this hobby and you've gotten rid of some cars that you want to kick yourself for, or you think about the car that you should have bought, somebody offered it to you for a price, and you're like, oh, nah, I'll pick something up later. And then just never
and
happened.
they just keep going up and up and up, and it really becomes unobtainium. I mean, it's so expensive. I mean, when I was out looking for the bay window for EMPI,
oh yeah,
the bay window double cab, and we were looking for a bus. We wanted a double cab. We were kind of open between an early and a late, just kind of finding the right one. But the bay window, just because of the features and benefits and kind of how they drive, was high on the list. But to get that, and then watching the prices just go from
up.
and then to just not a gigantic project was quite difficult. And then on the flip side of that, there's a lot of junk out there that are masked to make it look better than it really is. So those things are, it just, you got to weed through it.
Oh, I know. I was walking my dogs down the street a month ago, and this guy had a bay window. I think it was a 73.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted $6,500 for it. I was like, oh, that's not a bad price. I said, you know what? It looked like it was made out of cardboard, basically. So went around the block, grabbed a magnet. I couldn't get a magnet to stick to anywhere on that goddamn car. Bink, bink. I was like, all right, sorry, man. But thanks. And then walked around a couple weeks later, gone. Asked the guy, oh yeah, I sold it, $5,000.
Yeah. And
I was like, maybe $5,000 I should have got it. But you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
That's just a recent deal that kind of got away.
You know what car I'm thinking about too, that I wish would have stayed in the family, is my dad's Squareback.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
That car was, that car is really nice.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere in Europe now.
All right, next question.
Oh God.
Type 1, 2, or 3, or Gia. What's your preference?
I mean, Bug's kind of the
Redhead,
first love.
blonde, brunette.
Yeah.
What are you into?
Yes. That's gonna give me Bug's the first love. Yeah. I'm really enjoying hanging out with the bus stuff. I really have a hankering for like a nice sunroof notch. That's something I really want to have. But I like them all, man. That's the thing. Because I can appreciate. Like I even like Andy Kimball's fastback. That thing's cool. I mean, just every one of them. I mean, it's kind of like a sickness, I guess. When you're in this hobby, you like them all.
I know it's crazy. I've had Bugs buses. Now I have a Squareback. TNT Automotive Long Beach. It's got my Squareback. Thank you for working on it for me. But yeah, I mean it's crazy. You can't really. I haven't really decided myself what I like more.
It's tough.
It is tough. I mean, first car, Bug. Then my brother had a bunch of buses that I got to drive all the time. Then I had a Gia. I had a 58 Gia. That's the one that kills me that I got rid of. I had it. I think I sold that thing for like $500.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like early 90s.
Yeah, but still hurts.
And then now I have the Squareback. So it is hard to decide. I was just wondering if you could decide, because I could never decide.
Tell us, guys, those watching and listening and chiming in. I see Lucas times in Type 34 Gia. So the old Razor Edge Gia is cool. And there's a couple of those guys that like those here. And when I worked at Bill and Steve's, I know that was a big thing for them back then. So
Bill had
the Type 30.
Yeah, that was really nice. I remember the first time I seen that, I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, and they're out there.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you can still see them out there. Where there's they're not. There's some obviously junk, but there's some really decent project cars that are around. So good questions, man.
Yeah. Well, I had a few more, but we've kind of already discussed them when we were talking about. But what's your fondest memory of a VW or a VW event? Now, I know you've talked about the European bug-in that you did.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
You always mentioned that. So I think everybody already knows that.
Yeah.
That's one of your things.
That one definitely high rated. I mean, it's multiple reasons why for me, that was special. But, to be able to go there and to share something like that with my pops was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like growing up, my dad had like a 54 oval, semi-4 car, and being able to just roll around, you never get away with today's thing. And full disclaimer, but, rolling around in the back seat at 5 years old, going up to Sacramento or something on a caravan when there's 300 cars or whatever it was going up there was pretty badass. Thinking back, those are some of the cool memories I have. I mean, small car specialties when I was 8, 9 years old, some of the big shows that were there, those were pretty freaking awesome. And to think about that Jack worked there at the time and all this stuff. Like if you really start digging in, like, it's like, especially getting into like small car, like how many big influencers went through this doors of small car specialties or Johnny Speed and Chrome. It's pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah. Not just that. I mean, even like guys that were employees of a shop are now the owners of that shop. And you go into that shop and like, that's the big wig that you see now of, you know, and then that guy used to be a counter guy at some point. You know, it's pretty cool. That's one thing I really, really love to see is because, you know, I deal with all the dealers and a lot of them are getting older. They're in their 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
And one of their guys who's been working there forever has basically ends up taking over the shop because he knows the shop in and out. So now you got a new generation, new guy, new blood who's running it. I mean, you know, we visited Painter's Grinding. Now, the owner in Colorado is his name is Dayton, and he's older and he's semi-retired. And he's got 3 guys that work there. And Eddie, shout out to Eddie, he runs that shop. And you know, don't know what's going to happen when, you know, when things happen, but that guy's able to run that shop completely by himself, the way it's always operated. And, you know, now you can possibly have a new guy in charge who's going to take over and run that for another 20 years. It's awesome.
I think you need that too, to evolve as the business, right? Because a lot of the guys that you and I see traveling, you know, they're a brick and mortar guy and they're tried and true with their catalog rack on the table, but they're missing those pieces of e-commerce and which the younger generation now can embrace in most cases, right? I mean, I'm talking in generalities, but you know, to get them to take that business now, what maybe they visioned while they were working there grinding, that's, you know, pardon the pun, but grinding it out, to get into that next stage or phase is going to be key.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually even happened here. You know, the long time people that have been here who had ideas, you know, we proposed those to new ownership or new management, and they've gone ahead and let us go with that. I mean, you know, this podcast, these social medias, this was
taboo.
In the early 2000s, this was you get a slap in the mouth for suggesting it. Yeah, what are you talking about? Nope.
Yeah, different times, right? I mean, that's the whole purpose of, you know, my vision is to kind of peel back that curtain, if you will, and give you an insider's look of what's going on here on the daily.
And that's a little bit of getting to know Corey segment. Getting to know Corey.
I appreciate it, man. It's cool. I love what I do. I love working alongside you guys and sharing my enthusiasm with these listeners and these followers. So Darren chimed in and said, we need bigger EMPI shirts for fat guy sizes. Hey, bud, we got you covered up to 3X now. And they're not those, you know, Euro Metro cuts that are
mediums.
Yeah. That'll shrink and look like a crop top on a big boy after one wash. So we got you covered. They're in the catalog now. We got a really cool new one that we just designed, which looks a lot like that poster right there on the back. So a lot of cool new merch coming out, but it's available. It's in the catalog. It's in the sales flyer and it's ready to go.
Yeah. So what's happening with that class 11? Your new class 11 build? Tell me a little bit.
Yeah. Somebody asked me. So they were asking me what I'm going to do with my old class 11. So I'm not quite sure yet. I think there's been talks of letting, you know, like maybe Cameron Foray or Corey Mack drive the car at a race here and there. But my goal is to park that car essentially, and use it as a backup as needed, and just leave it the way it is. I don't want to change anything on it. I don't want to do anything different on it. I want to leave it kind of the nostalgia version of it the way it is, and then build a brand new cutting edge car with all the Gucci stuff that I can possibly get on it and make it badass. You know, that's really the plan. I mean, you guys know we have the Lucas Oil Short Course Series coming next season. So that is a green light. That's a signed deal. It's going forward. So I want to have a car that's extremely advanced with all the good components on it. That's going to be a definite contender. And not that my current car isn't, but I just want to utilize what advancements. And we've got great partners now. King has stepped up and supplied me with some beautiful shock package for that car. You know, but even the things down to the Switch Pros, and you know, I'm trying to be cool like Wilkie, basically. That's, you know, because his car's already got all the Gucci cool stuff. We learned what we liked, we learned what we didn't like, and now we're going to build that car to be competitive.
Yeah. What do you think the build's going to be on that
Time frame?
Yeah, time frame. What are you?
I mean,
for?
I really like to have that car done by King of the Hammers, but that's in January, so pretty aggressive. So Jack Sacchetti chimed in, so let him race it. Jack, you're about the only guy that I would probably feel comfortable letting you get out there driving. I would like to see that. Is he going to
fit in it?
If my ass can get in, Jack get in too. So
Jack's a tall guy.
Yeah, we can move the seat.
Oh, okay.
So
to the back seat.
Sunroof.
Corey, what is your prediction for Class 11 at Prim? Where are you finishing? Lucas, all I know is I need to finish ahead of you, punk. That's all I got to say. And I'm going to donate you a fender because I'm going to wax that ass. I owe you one. He's this guy. Okay, for you guys know, Lucas Hand has been around the racing industry and been around racing for many years, all the way dating back to father, grandfather. I mean, he's third generation, and he's fast. He's got some badass stuff. He's kind of slumming it with us in the 11 cars, and he's fast, but he talks as much shit as anybody I've ever seen. And so now, I mean, I don't care. I'm probably after the race, I'm going to probably bump him at least one good one to get him a new fender or a bumper, just to let him know I'm there. But
that's going to mean you're going to be behind him now.
Well, that's after the race, dog.
Oh, okay.
So when I collect, my podium from him. So no,
it's going to be pits.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. Lucas, I really don't know. I'm sure the Slettons will be up front. I'm sure Wilkie will be there as well. A lot of cars coming from Mexico and some other stuff like that. So I'm super stoked to see the revival of Class 11. I mean, there's 20 cars already registered in for this event. And you know what's even cooler is the 516, like the traditional Baja Bug kind of style feel, that class. There's 35 or 37 cars registered for that, dude. So when you look at it as a business standpoint, right? And what EMPI can offer, just those two classes alone. Don't mind the 9 car, don't mind the 1600 cars, all this other stuff. But those two cars, you're going to have 60 cars plus just in one race that are direct out of the catalog stuff in many cases. And so that's, we're kind of falling back in love with what we're doing. I mean, you guys saw a lot of this stuff through the 60s and 70s and, of what EMPI was doing and some of the, even the early 2000s. I mean, we had a car go down to Baja that was EMPI, somewhat EMPI back, but we really want to do it. And we want to have some fun, man, while we're doing it. So,
yeah, I mean, like I said, talking to all the dealers, I hear a lot of talk about the Class 11 stuff, So did that car really have this? And did it really have that? And it really did that well? I'm like, yeah, man, that's proof right there, buddy. Yeah. So it really helps. I mean, you guys going out there testing everything. Well, putting it to the test.
Yeah.
We're beating the shit out of it. Let's be honest.
Real world testing. Yeah.
I mean, that says a lot about the product, and everybody can have confidence in it. I mean, not everyone's out there driving like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine if he's putting that in his Class 11 and you have it in your stock car.
Yep.
You're going to be just fine.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it's about. It's taking those off the shelf parts that are these ball joints any good? Dude, Wilkie's car, Sletton's car, my car, Lucas's car, just to name a few. I mean, they're running EMPI ball joints. And we're beating the crap out of these, and we're putting them to the extreme test. Oh, yeah. And knock on wood,
together those parts lists.
Yeah, and knock on wood.
I know what's going in there.
Knock on wood, we have yet to have a failure. I mean, we're really, we're really happy about that, and that just shows, and it's a testament to what we verbalize here on the weekly basis. Of we keep beating the drum, which I don't want to get into, but we are showing it now, and it's like, hey, look, this stuff. It takes time to turn the inventory over and to get kind of fresh start, but we're getting there. So, we're glad that you guys are along for the ride. So hopefully the car will be parked and kind of set. We want to show it off at kind of our EMPI garage that we're working for, to kind of park the cars and like where the bus will be parked, and, my car, and we've got a couple other cars we're working towards right now to acquire or build. And so I just want it to be there, and it's going to be cool. It'd be very, very cool to be a part of that. And then the new card, to go out and be competitive. So, I mean, it proved that a 20 something year old car with a little facelift and some elbow grease that the Sletton brothers did, the car's competitive, and I'm just, the more seat time I get, the better I'll be. So it just takes time.
Yeah, that's so much fun, and it's so disappointing that we couldn't have had that same type of involvement in the drag racing this year. Because I mean, I know you had big plans for the drag racing part of of our industry, and unfortunately, we just couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But at least you had the outlet of the off road stuff to do.
Well, and you do bring up a great point, because a lot of people were asking me, hey man, you're really just talking off road. It's like, guys,
that's all that's
there. And we can't, for us, the only involvement that we can really do for the most part is a monetary, like, oh, we're going to just give you some sponsorship money. Right. It's like, there's no benefit to that for us. If we can put, Jack and Ashlyn out in the car and go out and do some work and get, win and winning with EMPI carburetors, or our new bug pack crankshaft, or our JC spool, or whatever it may be, at least we're out there doing it. And we get Jesse come out there with the street car. And then, hopefully with the white car that we're going to build, we'll go out and do the bracket car with it. So it's all these different things that we want to do, but it's got to be near us to really take full advantage of it. And that's really what we're able to do. But we also have to make sacrifices, guys. It's when we're going out, and it's not always fun in games. I think sometimes it gets misconstrued as like, hey man, maybe go out and racing, but the setup, the arrangements, everything goes into that. That doesn't,
all the prep work, everything.
So like right now, we're going to do a mad prep. We got to get 2 cars prepped in the next 3 weeks to get it ready. And you guys stay tuned for that content, because the 11 brothers did bring their car to the shop, and we're going to be prepping both class 11 cars right here at EMPI. Starting this Thursday, we're going to be pressure washing the cars, getting them cleaned and ready to go, and rip the motor, rip the trans out of my car, put some fresh stuff in, and get it back to work. But we're going to be doing a lot of live feeds on that, a lot of content building and stuff like that. That's really what the shop is about. I mean, and stay tuned, because a lot of times the late night stuff when we'll be recording, because due to the sound constraints and stuff like that. So stay tuned, guys. Put that notification on your EMPI Insider page, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Put that bell notification, because we're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of late night shenanigans. I'm sure we're going to have some great partners that are going to be coming in with us to work on these things. And we'll kind of get to the closing side of that stuff, is really to do the shop that we're trying to do, and to bring people in and do it safely and build these products so that we can show you where we're trying to go with the future, whether it's, building up the new front cage that we're going to build on my car to repair some of the damage from the last race, or ripping the tranny out, what prep we're doing, showing you what's coming out of the car is really the stuff that's coming right out of the catalog and book. I mean, there's restrictions, whether it's a stock crankshaft, there's stock non-counterweight crankshaft. So it's all these different types of pieces. And then we spin a new motor together. You're going to be able to see it here. And then it's going to go right to the dyno. And then you're going to see the things that we're going to be able to do, so that you can build a nice little cruiser for yourself, for your kid. Maybe you get a first little, rail buggy, and you picked up an old buggy that's been sitting in neighbor's backyard for a couple $100, and you don't want to give them too much power, but you want to know something that's going to be tried and true and tested, and go out and beat the hell out of it. And you can have confidence in what we're doing. So there's all these different types of things to be prepared for the future, and to really build the legacy for EMPI for the years to come. And that's really what my mission is this, to look at things like that's on the wall here next to me, and, behind you with the beautiful original magnesium BRM. Thanks, Henry, for that. And just kind of what that globe and vibe is all for is now to build that next generation and kind of go forward. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to donate anything really cool to put on the walls here,
cool plug, man. Appreciate it.
Send it here. Send it. We'll put it on there. We'll put a little sticker, donated by. Right? Wouldn't that be rad? If anyone's got a W deck lid that's just sitting around, they want to see it on the wall here, let us know. We'll put it up, right?
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, we all the little pieces that have been kind of digging out of my personal collection, and it's a couple of things that were lent to me. But I mean, I was like super stoked. Tom, shout out to Tom from Cold Hard Art, made me the camshaft tree while I was in Indy last week, or 2 weeks ago. And it's just cool. It's one of those things like I've been wanting for so long, and now I got it, and it's in the studio. And But yeah, guys, I mean, sorry to kind of ramble on. We're going in a bunch of different directions, but man, there's so many cool things that just stay tuned. I highly encourage you guys to put that stuff down and get the notifications, smash the notification bell on YouTube, especially. We're going to be revamping the entire EMPI YouTube page as well. So if you get a chance, go over to EMPI Inc.'s YouTube page, like it, notification on it, because we're going to be building a how-to series on top of that. So there's going to be a kind of a rollout. So in the few coming weeks, we'll be doing a rollout. It'll be a catalog of different things, and we'll starting with basically what's in the studio and then what's in the garage and then what the projects are. So it's going to be a multi-layer deal that you guys should all sit back and relax and enjoy that you want. Also, EMPI Insider is on iTunes. So for those guys that listen to podcasts and everything else, it is on iTunes. It is on, man, it's pretty much everywhere now, SoundCloud and so forth. But yeah, it's on iTunes, EMPI Insider. And we'll be continuously updating the shows as they come along. So very cool. Dude, it's really cool to sit down with you and chop stuff up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I watch from my desk while I'm here every Tuesday. So, and I know it's funny because you walk, if you were here, you'd walk through the office and you'd go desk to desk and everybody's kind of listening, watching while they're working. Even the girls in our customer service department, some of them have it on their phone and they're listening. So It's actually been a pretty cool thing that it seems like everyone gets to, I mean, if they're not being a part of it, they're a part of it.
Yeah. I think for me too, is just walking the cubicles and seeing stuff and seeing the posters and the artwork that we're creating being hung up in the, like, to me, that if you don't need to want to hear my voice or anything else, I'm cool with that. But at the same time, just to watch the girl customer service that when I'm handing out posters or something new, we want that. Now it's in there, and it's kind of.
Liz was on the back cover of WW magazine.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. So one of our own customer service girls was now on the back of an issue that she can now keep for the rest of her life, and that's why it's all about the family here, man. It's about the cultural change, and we're going in the right direction. Jeff, yes, we will have a new printed catalog. Probably won't be out till February because it's a gigantic undertaking at the same time. But yeah, new printed catalogs coming. I saw talk about that first part of the show, probably around 750 pages. It's going to have some great new things that it's being embraced. QR cards taking you to how-to videos, taking you to coverage of certain things. It's going to be a really, really neat thing to have once it's out.
Yeah, website. Don't forget the website.
The website is constantly evolving. It is a work in progress, guys. There's been patches and updates, so we know there's hiccups along the way, but it's a hell of a lot better than where we were, and it's continuously go. Year, make, and model lookups coming soon, so we're working diligently on that. It'll probably launch on the Porsche site first, and then go from there. So it's so funny to watch people walk by and just see just eyebrows or eyes on something. We got to get the curtains up over here, man. It's too much fun. But as always, guys, I mean, I can't thank you enough for tuning in on a weekly basis. We're back, man. We're back every Tuesday, 3:00 Pacific Standard Time. But again, we highly encourage you to go out, follow us on all social media platforms, EMPI Insider as well as EMPI Inc. And dude, what else you want to tell them before they roll out?
Everybody remember, if you are not an EMPI dealer, you can call here. We can give you whatever information you need. If you need help finding a dealer in your area because you can't find one or you don't know of one, there's actually a dealer locator on our website, which most people don't know that's there.
Correct.
You can just type in your city and state or your zip code, and it'll find you whoever's the closest dealer in your area. Pull up basically, what's the radius?
100-mile radius.
100-mile radius.
And it's only right now, it's only set up for the United States. Correct. So guys, if you're international, bear with us. It does take some time to get that stuff through. It's a long list, but yes, it will be international soon.
Yeah, I get the call quite often. Hey, who do I go to buy? And I look it up for them, but I tell them you can go on our website, use our dealer locator, you can find who's next to you. There's 2 or 3 guys that you can call, then you decide whoever you want to buy from. So everything's out there for everybody. We'll try and hook you up as much as we can.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm getting so many questions as we get ready to wind down the show.
Like
yeah. any more M2 toys. Yeah, we got. You want to grab me that one? So I don't know if you guys have seen this one. It was the double cab, red and white double cab we had done. You can probably show that on one of the cameras there. And that's the newest one out. That one just landed, Darren. So that's 1/64 scale and a nice acrylic style box. Cool packaging. It's for the fast getaway. So the back of it has some really cool branding from an old ad. Power from EMPI for a fast getaway. It actually has it on the side of the bus and some different stuff. So cool car, man. Got some really neat ones coming.
And act fast, guys. You know, I put it on there on Instagram and Facebook, and they were gone that day. So as soon as you see them get posted, if you're not an EMPI dealer, just call your local EMPI dealer, tell them you want one, they'll order it up for you. But you got to move fast with these cars.
Yeah,
man.
they're limited production, guys. And I mean, I think we got, let's just say 100 sets of the 3-car set, and they were gone quick. And we try to limit how many people can buy, just because we don't want to sell them all and end up on eBay or anything else. So
I could only buy one set.
Yeah. But it's, again, stay tuned, because we like to share. We'll give you some we always give you snippets and clips. That's what we talk about following us on social media. So you always get an inside look, but it's really cool. And guys, just so you know, like when you guys are tagging us in the stuff that you find or the Walmart treasure hunts and all this stuff, we dig it. I mean, we really dig it. We make sure we show it to the CEO, and we talk about the things that we're trying to do, because it just shows that it's now it's not taboo. It's infectious, man, and it's spreading. It's spreading like it's supposed to.
Hi TLS. She knows who she is.
All right.
I just got a text message. Say hi to me.
Underground secret handshake stuff. But hey, and as always, guys, man, thank you so much for tuning into us this week. Adrian, it's been a pleasure as always. We love to shoot the breeze. Also, for you guys call in, if you guys are, Adrian does travel too, and full bilinguals, very fluent, and
mostly fluent
on days ending in Y. But
follow me on Facebook, EMPI Adrian.
Yeah,
and Instagram. I think it's the same, EMPI Adrian too.
Yeah, it's EMPI_Adrian, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, gotta get more followers on that. So I gotta keep up with that. Instagram, I always lag on that one.
Yeah.
My bad.
But we're gonna be getting these guys down. It's all good, man. It's all good. We're getting these guys down there. Moose 427, dude. Thank you. A special thank you, dude, just for tuning in all the way from Australia and kind of watching what we're doing. I've watched you comment on some of our videos before. It doesn't go unnoticed. My group of guys that are here that are assisting in this progress of the show itself, and our engineer Eddie, big shout out to him, because that dude's the right hand man for me in a lot of things. So don't forget our video guy Jesse, the assisting and everything else, one-armed and all. If you guys want to razz him and all, the dude ate shit on his mountain bike, so it's been awesome. And nothing hurt but pride. And yeah, man, it's been cool. Stay tuned. A lot of cool new stuff. Again, you'll see some videos live coming up on Thursday from the EMPI Garage, kind of where we're at, what we're working on. And series is coming. And next Class 11 race for us and the entire EMPI racing team is Battle at Prim, October 9th through the 11th at State Line. That's going to be a very, very fast 2-day event, 2 different races, 2 separate days, overall champ winner. Big payouts for these next ones. The combined payout for the next 2 races of the season is over $21,000. So crazy money, and it's just going to keep going. Real cash money. Pretty cash and prizes, but it's still a ton of stuff. And again, for the Class 11 guys, there's going to be some really cool things too. Bryce Menzies, the Red Bull trophy truck, badass Dakar racing monster, is building a Class 11 car. The Herps are building an 11 car. There's all these crazy guys that are building 11 cars, and many of them will probably be unveiled at Battle of Prim or Rage at the River in December. So it's going to be fun to watch. I encourage you to get out.
I'm gonna have to get in that car sometime.
Come on, please, and we'll have some fun. Right side up.
Yes.
Anyhow, guys, Corey, your EMPI Insider, salesman Adrian, engineer Eddie, video guy Jesse, we all thank you so much for tuning in this week.
Thank you very much.
Next week, Pip and the Compound Built in studio live. We'll catch you next week. See ya. Oh, there we go. Show a picture of the garage, kind of what's tuning on. EMPI Insider on Instagram. Excuse me, on iTunes.